Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Knife Chats with Tobias. Okay, in my last video in the StoneWorx series was the first one, which was the one talking about the hawkbill. I'm going to move on now to the RR2400, which is the Copperhead. Now, the Copperhead is one that kind of surprised me because I was kind of shocked that they just had not come out with a Copperhead before in the series. And the other thing that kind of caught me off guard was, if you notice here, there is no pearl and there is no abalone in this one. It has the three colored stones that first appeared in the StoneWorx series, but it lacks pearl and it lacks abalone. Now there's two other knives, at least two, maybe even three other knives in the series that do not have a piece of pearl or abalone in it. But this one kind of surprised me that they did not bother to put a piece in this one. Not a big problem, but just something to point out, because these are one of the driving forces on the price of these knives, I think, is the fact that you have the genuine pearl and the genuine abalone in them. Now, like I mentioned, this is the StoneWorx Copperhead. And as again, you can see here, you've got the pinch bolsters on both sides. And if you look here, not bad at all. There is a little issue right there. Now there isn't a little issue right there. Looked like a little bit of dry gunk or something that I just peeled off. There might be a slight gap. Yes, there's definitely a slight gap in that stone there. It's not moving up and down, so I do not think I have to glue it or anything. It does not feel loose, and I'm not able to pick it out right away or anything like that. You got the nickel silver liners in between the stones. What you've got is your bloody basin jasper, which is the red. And they usually refer to that as the Kingston mine turquoise, I think. And then you've got yellow jasper going on with the bloody basin red in there in between. So kind of neat the way they've lined it all up. You've got your standard length for a Copperhead from Rough Ryder, which I believe comes in at right at 3 3/4 inches. We'll go over all that in the specs. And then you've got the two typical blades that you have with the Rough Ryder Copperhead, which is the long clip, sometimes referred to as a Turkish clip, sometimes referred to as a skinning blade. And you see here, it has the swedge, it has the Rough Ryder tang stamp there, and it has the 440B plus the RR2400 on there. What I notice also is, and I didn't mention that on the hawkbill, but they all have dispensed with the razor sharp 440 out there. It just says 440B here, so now the knives are completely devoid of any kind of blade edge on front or back, which is pretty cool. And then the secondary blade is your more standard clip. The blade pulls on these things right out of the factory here are around a 6, maybe 7 even. They are pretty stiff, and that might be because, like I mentioned, I have not bothered to clean and flush or anything like that. And you do have the half stops, match strike pulls. The swedges on this one are also pretty even. Yeah, the swedge is pretty even. Sometimes when the swedge is uneven, it makes the blade feel twisted. This one feels like the tip of the blade is favoring one side, but I'm almost positive that is the grind at the tip. Yeah, it's the grind at the tip. The grind at the tip makes it feel like the blade is a little bent, but it is not. Let's see here. blade alignment is pretty dang good on there. I think it looks pretty good. All in all, not a bad little knife. The one thing that I would fault them for is the fact that there is no pearl or abalone here, and they definitely had the option to do that by putting it in these two slots with the yellow jasper. They could have put pearl or abalone there, or they could have replaced well, I wouldn't have replaced the red with it. I would have put it right there between the red and the blue. I would have put the pearl or the abalone in that spot. You could have also put pearl on the outside and abalone here. That would have been nice too, and still just had a little bit of red. But I still like the stones in here, and I prefer the yellow over the malachite that I saw on the hawkbill. So all in all, pretty good knife. Going to have to work the pivots a little bit. I definitely got to clean it out, I think. But even if after cleaning it out the pivots remain as they are, what I would say is just be ready for a knife that has a pull that's around a 6 or a 7, depending on how you feel. I guess at the end of the day, I prefer this knife over the hawkbill. First of all, I like the pattern of a copperhead over a hawkbill more. I think this is a much more useful knife unless you're doing gardening work. I also like, despite this not having the any pearl or abalone, at the present time, I would rather see the yellow instead of the malachite. I'm sure there's people out there who are looking at it going, nope, I like that malachite more. And that's cool. That's the cool thing about the StoneWorx series also, is that there is so much variety in the stones. So I like that. And so this will probably grow on me. This will grow on me faster. The fact that it's a copperhead, I think this is going to appeal to quite a few people. There's a lot of copperhead collectors out there, and I think they're going to like this knife. I believe the stones are in there pretty good. I guess I could try and drop it on the floor, but at what point does it become abuse? I could try and pick off the stones, and I bet I could pick them off, but I think they're pretty well glued on there. You've got the two 440B steel blades. 440B is definitely a step up from regular 440A. You're talking about something that's in the AUS 8 lineup now. Yeah, it's not 440C, it's not VG10, it's not your T10 carbon steel, but I have a feeling this 440B will probably outperform the T10 carbon. For those who like the swedges, they've got the swedges. You got the half stops. People are going to like that. No big R anymore. That's another plus. And no blade edges. So there's so many things about these knives that really should be drawing people to them. And well, you know, if you're looking for something a little fancier, no two are going to look alike because of the stones. I could go on and on about why I like the StoneWorx lineup. But for the folks who collect copperheads and you're looking for something just a little bit different, I think this is a better choice than some of the other Rough Ryder offerings out there in the copperhead lineup, like the what was it, the coral snake, for instance. The stones on this look better to me than what you saw in the coral snake with the acrylic. So that's my thoughts on the copperhead. Really great addition to the StoneWorx lineup. I hope to see one in the near future that has, if they were to bring out another copperhead that had the stones mixed up a little bit, I would probably buy it again, especially if they added some pearl or abalone in there as well. In any case, let's move on to the next one. thank you once again for dropping by and spending a few minutes here at Knife Chats with Tobias. I really do appreciate it, and I do appreciate any comments that you leave. So please remember to give me that thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode is up and running. Thanks again for dropping by. Really do appreciate your time here.